Yeah, very big welcome to you, my dear Libra. The sun is now in Scorpio, giving the light to the moon, which is in your sign. I use the moon as the point in the sky, right? Because I really feel through the moon your energy, and I can, as such, give you the message. And you're the 11th major arcana, and here Scorpio is the 13th major arcana. And so the bird is looking at you. It's almost like saying, well, go out, but also go within, because when we see something or someone looking at the left, then it's from the outside perspective, this like, oh, I am looking within, right? But when I become the card, then I see that the bird is looking without. And so everything has two sides to a story, right? And duality is so beautifully shown here in the tiles, the black and the white, the two pillars. Always the two is a very important number in the decks. And the three then is that state of consciousness, the three, the Empress, right, which rules you, my dear Libra. And so we see here the sun in Scorpio. The sun is that I want to transform now. I need to let go of things the same way the leaves are falling, and one leaf is still there, hanging there, right? You know that picture sometimes in nature. You're like, oh my God, still one leaf is hanging on and is not giving up, right? And is not letting go. So see that the sun here in your deck is here with the yin and yang symbol, with these two children, right? Depict as that I understand that everything is constantly in exchange, in communication. And so this is important for you to understand. Now the moon is important because the moon is our subconscious, or our feelings, is that we understand there is much more to this outer life than what the eye meets, right? It's more the inner life, the inner world, that we need to incorporate and understand and need to become good at. And so this is the evolution out of the water, up into the moon, up into seeing from the bird's eye perspective, that I pass even this stage, I pass even the dualities, and I pass here these 4 points, which is a ladder, right? And this ladder is connected with the hermit, with the completion. And so here we have 4 times the 9 as a completion: 9, 18, 27, 36. And the 36 then becomes a 9, and in the 36 we get the understanding that the 3, the 6, and the 9 are very important numbers. And then the moon is above, and he's also looking to the left. He's looking within, and he says, well, when you look within, you understand that that's what you see within you can put outside into the world, right? And so the story goes here, very beautiful. Now in your deck, Scorpio looks like this. Just understand that he is looking in another direction than the bird is looking. And so very interesting, right? So each deck brings us a different perspective, and I love that. That's why I'm using so many different decks. Now you are ruled by Venus, right? And Venus is love and beauty, and in the tarot Venus is the Empress. And so we're of course going to look at the Empress. We're going to look at this light here that the Empress is bringing to you, and it's the number 3, right? And of course Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, and Pluto is a big player in the month of November, because he's going to go from being 15 years in Capricorn into going 20 years into Aquarius. And that's going to change the game, right? Because we had a big transformation in sense of the finances, because Capricorn is connected with the career, with what we want in life. And a lot of people were like very much driven by that, but now we're going into a completely different direction. We're going into Aquarius, and Aquarius is the star, and it's already happening. Everybody wants to be a star, or everybody is showing what they know, and it's no secret anymore. We can see people doing things that we before would have never known that people would do such things, right? And yes, sometimes it can be a little bit much, but that's part of the game. So here we have the 11, a portal, right, which I don't calculate together, and here the 13, and in the 13 we have the 10, the Wheel of Fortune, Jupiter, but sometimes people also say it's the one, the Magician, which is of course Mercury. And then we have the 3, and the 3 is of course the Empress. Very clearly the Empress is talking here through Scorpio, and then calculated together we get the 4. So 4 is then the Emperor, is the one that takes the action and says, I'm gonna do whatever I feel like doing, and I am a ruler, right? I am someone that can take those actions. And Aries is opposite of you, so there is an interesting information coming at you. You are going out to your full moon again, because you just had the Libra solar eclipse and new moon, and now it's time to go out again here. And this is the sign, right? The 4. Take your time. The transformation was there, and now you're going out again to your opposite sign, which is Aries. So this story, right, just here I can like go deeper into it, but it would be too much. Now the yoga position for Scorpio is Scorpion pose. We put the feet above our head, right? Always remember the head. There sits the ego. And you have Malasana. You are standing on the balls of your feet and holding in front of your heart your equilibrium with the sword pointing at you, and the yin and yang symbol as well. So this right now, just today, right, to what is playing here in the sky, and as such we feel that also in our beingness. You are the Queen of Swords here in this deck. She is quite brutal. She's the 7th zodiac sign. Is your birthday between September 12th and October 12th, then is she your court card. If not, look in the description. I have listed them all below. As the 7th zodiac sign, you're connected with the 7th house of love and relationship. And as a Libra, you love it exquisite, right? You love the beautiful things. You make things beautiful. You make even garbage look beautiful, right? And as such, you are really an exceptional personality. And so here the dates, right, are listed down below, so you can have a look if you may be a mix, right, that your soul and your court card are not pure, because here it would be, right, the pure Libra. Here we get a date, the 7th of November or the 11th of July, and so observe which one of those dates are work for you. Back to the last reading, right? You had the Libra solar eclipse and the new moon. The message was, when you truly let go, the door closes so another one opens finally. I hope you closed that door. And I looked, there is not a reoccurring card coming here. The only card that is of significance is that you had Scorpio coming here already, right? And here is the Scorpio card, and you see it was here, and letting you know that in the next reading Scorpio was already quite talking to you and letting you know that things are gonna change. And so we begin the reading, and I always begin with the court card, because the court card is this human form that we decided to take on. And here comes the 5 of Cups, which is Mars in Scorpio. And so Scorpio is here. Scorpio is affecting you, right? This letting go, there is with letting go always also a sadness. And you see that from one cup we get the other 4 cups. And in a way the solution is right there. Find within this cup then the other 4 cups that build the stability in the 5 senses, right, is then the antidote to it. And so the 7 and the 5 is the 12, and the 12 is Neptune. Neptune is let go, really let go, so then you know what always was with you will stay with you, right? And what was real will stay. What was not real will not stay. And as such, you recognize now the effort behind it, because the 3 appears here. The 3 is again, of course, the Empress, Venus. Then I want to see what is coming here, and the Magician comes to the right. And the Magician is saying, when it's facing the right, remember the right, then when I become it, it goes to the left, right? Always see that if you look at it or if you become it. The Magician says, well, take action, right? Take action in the 4 elements, because he has the 4 elements in there. And so the 5 and the 1 creates a 6, and the 7 is the 13. Then the transformation is real. Then you understand that you have the power to create whatever it is that you want to create, because he is the mighty Mercury. He is the one that brings the information, right? And so here we have a 6, and the 6 is the 3rd eye, the inner vision. Listen to your inner visions that come to you and see that in there is the transformation, and then the 4, the stability of the 13 again, right? The 4, your opposite sign. Then I wanted to see what is the Magician bringing to you, and he's bringing you the wind. And the wind is the number 63. And the 63, when we calculate it together, we get the 9, right? And the 9 is the completion. And the 63, we see here that again, the 3, the 6, and the 9 is there, right? These 3 numbers, these most important numbers that we are understanding now. And we see that the wind is bringing the information, and that's what Pluto is going to be in an air sign, in Aquarius. And so through the internet, we will get so much information. So become aware that sometimes you need to cut yourself off. You need to stop, right? You need to go in nature. You need to create yourself, and don't watch how other people enjoy their life, right? You need to enjoy your life. You need to be the one that actually creates something. Now I want to read to you what it means when the Magician is to the right. Because of the round cards, we get a very precise message, right, from the Magician. And to the right it says the Magician is using a lot of effort and pushing hard to make something happen. And you need to understand, right, that here the 5 is this sadness of Mars in Scorpio, and Mars is the fighter, right? And Scorpio are we fighting sometimes against deep emotions, and we should not fight against them. We should embrace them. We should include them, right? And so somehow you pushing against this sadness. And so the wind is coming, and I'm going to read you also the wind, because it's a very beautiful message. And the Magician is facing to the right, and that's the east, right? And so here the wind is saying, the symbol of the wind represents the element of air. It rules communication, thought, song, and inspired ideas. It also signifies change with qualities both positive and negative. The wind blows from each of the 4 directions, and there are different qualities bestowed by each. And so to the east, it's saying, carrying clarity of vision and purpose. Now, you see that here the east is saying the Magician is helping you to to come out of the Five of Cups. You have the vision to come into the number 63, because the 63, right, plus the 1 is actually a 64. That's a 10, and the 10 is a new beginning. The 10 and the 5 is the 15. That's Capricorn. Don't get attached to anything. Liberate yourself again and again, right? And so the 15, right, when we see all of this, the 10 and the 5 is the 15, plus the 7 is the 22, and the 22 is Uranus. Begin a complete new cycle. This is what's talking here to you through your court card, through the Queen of Swords. Begin new, let go of the old stuff, but see that now a new energy is coming through the Pluto in Aquarius, right? And Aquarius is the King of Swords, and you are the Queen of Swords, right? And as such, new exciting things are coming towards us, and of course also you. Then we're looking to the Empress. The Empress has brought you the Last Judgment, and the Last Judgment is Pluto. So you're gonna feel Pluto, right? You're gonna feel that there is a call when Pluto is going into Aquarius. And so we have the 3, and the 20 is a 23, and that's again a 5, and that's the antidote to the 5 of Cups, to Mars in Scorpio. And remember, you have here Mercury, you have the information, and you have the vision to create something new through the wind, right? And the wind will blow new when Pluto is in Aquarius. And so here the 23 is really clearly letting you know there is now more visual energy coming into the mystic and also into the shadow side, because Pluto was in Capricorn, right? And the Capricorn energy came through the 15 that we had here under the Queen of Swords, right? And the 15 is sometimes we get attached to how things go. And so here you are coming into a 5, and that 5, become aware of your 5 senses. Then I want to see what is coming from your deck to the Empress. It's the Prince of Cups, and that's a Pisces. And the Pisces is the 12th zodiac sign. And it's actually letting you know that we need to let go really of an age that is now finished, right? The age of Pisces. And so the 12th again is Neptune, the Hanged Man, and the Hanged Man becomes a 3, and so the Empress in a way is here. The 3-3 portal, if you don't hold on to anything, if you really let go, and if you flow with what's going on, right, you see here the 3 and the 2 again, and that's an understanding that you get here the 3-3, and so in the 33 there is a mastery, and in that mastery we learn to really arrive as a master that knows how the universe is working, right? That we find deep within this awakening. And so you get a Pisces bringing you the information. And so we have the 33 and the 20. We leave that and do not change it, because the 33 is important. But I can also, of course, calculate here the 20 and the 12. I get actually a 32. A 32 is a 5 and the 3 is the 8. So you also gain strength in all of this, right? When you see what the information is. Now I want to see what is bringing you here, Pluto. What is bringing you here, the Last Judgment? And you got here the 40, the Weirdheimer. And this is a rune alphabet, because actually Scorpio is Odin. Odin was hanging on the tree of life, and he got the rune alphabet. And so this is the rune letter that is coming to you, the number 40. And so I'm going to read it to you. Weirdheimer, weirdness, the all rune. Right, and so the 20 and the 40 is a 60. So in the 6 is the self-love, is the third eye. And so I'm just going to read it to you. Mystical all rune, binding all tunes, singing all songs, righting all wrongs, Weirdheimer, the dark, deep-rooted realm of the norms, where they bind and weave all around us. The vibration underscoring everything weird is here. Weird is love, endless, seamless, slow-flowing possibilities rooted in nutritious love, supporting all, both seen and unseen. Unpick the threads where you cannot sense the loving stitches. What weird magic will you weave now? I love these cards, right? I love the text. It's really cool. And so you get the six, self-love. See in the third eye, the self-love, right? And so it's very clear that here there is a big change. Well, what is Pisces wanting to tell you? And Pisces is bringing you the Magician again, the existence. And so you had the Magician here to the left, and now you have the Magician here as the existence, right? And you see how beautiful this is, right? And in this deck, I'm gonna read it to you as well. Osho is saying, this naked figure sits on the lotus leaf of perfection, gazing at the beauty of the night sky. She knows that home is not a physical place in the outside world, but an inner quality of relaxation and acceptance. The stars, the rocks, the trees, the flowers, fish and birds, all are our brothers and sisters in this dance of life. We human beings tend to forget this as we pursue our own private agendas and believe we must fight to get what we need. But ultimately, our sense of separateness is just an illusion manufactured by the narrow preoccupation of the mind. Now is the time to look at whatever you are allowing yourself to receive, the extraordinary gift of feeling at home wherever you are. And so it's beautiful, right? What you see here, the Weirdheimer is saying, well, you can be weird. Why not? Just be weird, right? And so we have here the 12 and the 1 is the 13, the transformation. The 4 is appearing. And then we have a 4-4. And we have the 20, right? And the 20 and the 3 is the 23. And the 23 is then the 5. So the 5 senses are letting you know that there is something coming and there is something important to be understood. There is something that you need to learn now. And the last card that I want to see what's coming here is from the Mother Peace Tarot, the 4 of Wands slightly to the left, down. And to the left down, it's actually literally showing us that it's pointing here at this card. So the 4 and the 4 has come up again, right? Then here the 12 and the 1 is also a 4. You get 3 times the 4. 3 times the 4, find the empowerment in the 4, in the heart space, right? And the 4 of Wands is actually Venus in Aries, and Aries, again, remember, is your opposite sign. You are going to Aries, and it's almost saying, yes, go to Aries, go out, be the Weirdheimer, be this interesting personality, right? Because what can you lose? Nothing. You don't lose anything. You just gain, actually. You gain your true home, your existence. You gain that you are alive. And so we have 3 times the 4 and the 5, right? Here, the 20 and the 3 is the 5. And you understand the 5 senses are now what you need to understand more and more about how they function and how they sometimes keep you in squareness, right? But you also need to see that the 4 of Wands is the celebrating aspect of life. And usually they pick a couple, right, that is getting married because it's a high time, it's the marriage card. Here in this deck, it's actually women who get their period. And so because it's facing down to this 4, accept that you change, right? That these girls all of a sudden, because now they have their period, they are different, and something like this can happen again. Be different, be this weird personality, and do not think too much about what other people think. And now you, Justice. Justice got the Chariot, and the Chariot is Cancer. Cancer is the emotional intelligence, and we get a 7-7 portal here. How beautiful, right? 2 times the 7th chakra. 2 times is that you find the creativity in being emotionally intelligent enough to know how to get into your center. Very beautiful what Cancer is bringing you. Cancer is the healer. What is Cancer saying? It's bringing you the 9 of Pentacles. And the 9 of Pentacles is really beautiful because it's saying Venus in Virgo is here. And Venus in Virgo is that when you accept that you have a weirdness in you and that you're showing that and you are living your existence and you are now being in that celebration of you, even though it's facing down and it's facing down to the Weirdheimer, right? Understand that you're learning to become someone really special. And so the 9 and the 7 is the 16. You're letting go of something that didn't work for you anymore, and you coming then into the 7 again. The 16 is the Tower, is Mars, and we had Mars in Scorpio, remember, the 5 of Cups, and that sadness that sometimes comes with the 5 of Cups, right? But you also remember had twice the Magician, and twice the Magician is like, wow, you know that Mercury is bringing you the information, is letting you know what is going on, right? And so you have 2 times the 1 and here the 11, so you have 4 times the 1. And then here, the 16 Mars, the Tower, something's got to go. You see how Cancer is going to the left, and it means you going deep within to learn more about you and your worthiness, right? And then you can live that out. And then the 7 is left. The emotional intelligence is left. Then we have the date, the 7th of November or the 11th of July. Then, of course, I want to see what is Scorpio saying, and Scorpio is bringing you the 7 of Swords, which is Moon in Aquarius. Now remember, Pluto, right, is going into Aquarius, and Pluto as the last judgment has come up, so really watch that. Watch what's coming, because the 7 of Swords and the 7 of Chariot, you can heal this kind of distorted perspective of yourself, because it's the victim, it's the personality that says, I'm not good enough, I don't know how to do this, right? And you gotta heal this. And the 7-7 portal is really letting you know that you as a 7 need to learn that then 3 times the 7 is coming, and you understand, I learn more and more who I am. And remember, if we have here the Weirdheimer, you can be weird, why not, right? Don't make your life dependent on no one. And it's important, right, that you really understand that. And so here the 11 and 2 times the 7, of course I leave that, I'm not gonna change that. 2 times the 7, and of course with you as the Queen of Swords, we have 3 times the 7. Empower yourself, overcome these 7 swords, and that's what's the difficulty that is coming towards us, right? The wind, the mental problems that might arise in our mind, but you know that you have a vision, you know that you have a goal, and that's what's gonna save you. What is coming from the Mother Piece Tarot? The 10 of Cups, which is Mars in Pisces reverse. And when something is reversed, right, then of course this kind of energy is not really fully there yet. A happiness, Mars in actually Pisces, because here you had Mars in Scorpio. So here you have 15 cups. 15 is, of course, Capricorn, the attachment, right? And you have a Pisces here, right? And so Mars in Pisces is saying you gotta enjoy yourself. You gotta see what is or who is your family, right? These women are praying to the rainbow, are enjoying each other. And so you have the 10, and then of course the 11. We have 3 times the 1, and 3 times the 1 plus 2 times the Magician is 5 times the 1, and 5 times is speak about who you have become, speak about your difficulties, speak about also that you have been a victim, that you have understood, that you learning more and more how to heal that, right? 2 times the 7, find the creativity to heal the 7 of Swords, because that's Moon, like I said, in Aquarius. And Aquarius is gonna really come in all of our lives when Pluto is gonna be on the 19th of November in Aquarius. And so learn about all of that, right? And we have the 9 of Pentacles and the 10, that's 19. And the 19, right, is the date where the 19th of November Pluto is going into Aquarius. And so that's when you heal something. That's when you heal that you think you're a victim, that you are not good enough. You are good enough, otherwise you wouldn't be here, right? These are all just energies that we have learned from our parents. And so turn the 10 around. Make it happen. Make this 19 happen, because the 19 is the sun, is the I show to the world that I can be someone successful without going into the ego, right? You need to realize that. You need to understand that the 10 of Pentacles is Mars in Pisces, and that Pisces is helping you to live that and to be that. And the 19 becomes a 10, and the 10 again is the one, the existence. Have a look how you just simply exist there. Have a look how you are the magician that is pushing the ideas out to the wind, into this understanding that you are learning who you are, and that you are empowered through Aquarius, right? And that the wind here is not bringing you the negativity, but is bringing you actually a liberation. And in that liberation, you are understanding that you can be whoever you want to be, the weird timer, right? Or someone that just simply sits here and is at home wherever they are. Amazing. So I hope I see you in the next reading, right? The sun is going to be in Sagittarius. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.